Good morning. Testing. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Can you all have a seat, please? Are they ready to put it? Are they ready? Okay. Um, Elsa, could you come here, please? Ok, cuando él llega, me avisa. Eso tiene que estar allá. Ya. Sí. Come, mamá. I'm going to announce what we're getting ready to do. Yeah. Ok, me haga eso después, porque vamos a comenzar.
These everlasting doors, and I know He flourished me, and He set me free. So now I can go on along my way and sing. It's so easy to give thanks and praise to Jah every day, oh Lord. It's so easy to give thanks and praise to Jah every day, oh Lord. I'll never be ashamed to call upon His name. I'll never be afraid to shout it out in the highest crowd. Oh, He's the King of Kings. Oh, He's the Lord of Lords. Oh, He's the conquering lion. And
Okay.
He's the rock of Sharon. And it's so easy to call upon His name and never be ashamed.
Congo.
Shall you be proclaimed? Why would la 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 shibi do ba do ba do well. La 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 la.
Your blue red like my every man's burden is heavy. Your blue red like mine, every man's burden is heavy. Your blue red like mine, every man's burden
Good morning.
is heavy.
I need this louder. It's not
Your blue
like
red like
yesterday.
mine, every man's burden. You claim.
No, esto no está como sonando bien. Testing. Ahora sí. Good morning, everyone. I need you to be all seated. Yes. I want to share good news today. We have great news, I should say. And I will let the ambassador initiate this fantastic news that I just received and we just proposed. I'll let you start.
Good morning. Good morning. In Africa, we make noise. Good morning. Good morning. I am just again overwhelmed at the goodness of God. My voice is weak, but my spirit is strong. So I need you to be with me this morning I have breaking news. My sister here, my baby sister, likes to say, we have good news, but this is breaking news. My traditional leader and queen, good morning to you. This is a very special day, very, very special day. We are announcing now the three-way partnership between the Diaspora Africa Forum, who is the first diplomatic mission in the world dealing with diaspora issues. I am the ambassador. We are announcing today the partnership with the 6th Region Chamber of Commerce. We are announcing today the partnership with this beautiful, dynamic, traditional leader. See, in Africa, we know politicians come and go. Presidents are elected and they are not elected. But the traditional leaders are there for life. Am I correct, His Majesty from Hawaii? You're there for life. Amen. So it's very important that we include these two groups as we move forward. This has been an exciting 3 days for me, to be in the presence of you. Dr. Julius Garvey, I have known him many, many years, and he gave me one of the greatest compliments anybody has ever given me. He said to me one day, he said, Erica, you are doing what my father wants to see done. And that was one of the greatest compliments anyone has ever given me. So I want to publicly say thank you. He has created his own legacy, and he's continuing his father's legacy. And we're so proud of you, you know, to travel this distance and to come and to be here and to sit here and to listen to all this talk. And you're here. And you're contributing. And I just really want us all to stand up and give him a big round of applause. You know, I'm just going to say a few words because I'm on my way to Washington and to Atlanta, but I could not leave without announcing this major, major partnership. I am leaving Rabbi Cohen, and some of you heard him yesterday, and you may get a chance to hear him again before he leaves, because he's dynamic. He's my brother, he's my confidant, he's my friend, and his wife allows me, only me, to take his attention. When she's there, she said, go to your sister. So I just really want to announce to all of you that I love him, I appreciate him, and I thank God that he's part of my life. Cassandra Blaine, who is the great-granddaughter of Walter Blaine, who helped build the canal. And she supports me. I gave her less than 24 hours. I said, you've got to go with me. She said, I'm going. And it just worked out perfectly. She came, she paid her own way. She said, I am going with you. And I just really want to say thank you very much publicly. And last but not least, I want to say thank you to the staff who's pulled this together. You guys have done a wonderful, wonderful job. This is history being made, and so you're part of history. And then I just have to say here, this visionary person, this person who, she doesn't know what God is getting ready to do. She keeps talking about how God gives her these dreams. Well, he gave me some too. And he said, watch out, here she comes. So in closing, I'm just going to let her say a few words, and my traditional leader and my ruler here say a few words about our partnership.
Good morning, everyone. Hola. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here seated and standing by these wonderful, wonderful women, elders of our community, of our African community. I'm here standing on the behalf of the Congo people, the Congo ancestors, the Congo wise people, the Congo courageous people. But I'm also here standing on behalf of the traditional African kings and queens. I represent the Pan-African Council of Traditional and Customary Leaders of Africa. And I'm also standing here on behalf of the indigenous population of the world. I am the president or the chair of the World Indigenous Forum. So on behalf of this authority that I represent, I'm just a tool, a servant for this. I am really honored to be reunited with my Panamanian family and also to be with the ambassador representing a huge African diaspora that needs to be included in everything Africa does. Matter of fact, I believe that the diaspora will be the engine that will drive the renaissance of Africa. More outside of Africa than anywhere, I've seen African people, people of African descent, harbor the African colors, wear on their chest the symbol of the African continent, the motherland, dress with the colors of Africa, love the culture, adhere to the spiritual tradition of Africa, more even so than on the continent. So I have to say that when I left Congo, or Zaire at the time, I was a Congolese, I was a Zairian, but once I came to the Americas, because of the contact with the diaspora, I became an African. So we have to give the honor where it's due. Pan-Africanism is born outside of Africa. Pan-Africanism comes from the mind of those descendants of our ancestors that understood the need to unite. We are talking about unity, we're not talking about unicity. Unity means we can all be different, but we have to join forces. The challenges we are all facing are very similar. I've crossed the continents. I went to Europe, Africa, Americas, Asia. I've gone around the world. And my people, the African descendants, are always standing in front of the same issues. Lack of access to all resources leading for an appeasing, balanced, and honorable life. Lack of access to housing, lack of access to education, lack of access to correct diet and food, lack of access to healthcare, lack of access to security, lack of access to fair justice system. So those are endemic problems in our community worldwide, including on the continent. So we have to pull together, realizing that facing the same issue, facing the same threats, we are better together to come up with solutions that are going to be solutions that are going to be viable and sustainable and effective in changing the fate of the African people. Tomorrow, the future of this planet lies in us. As God created us custodian of this planet, we've been around for over 350,000 years. We know how to do civilization, and I will talk about that further. I give thanks, I give grace, and I salute my people of the Congo Basin, of the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and all the secular authorities that are empowering us for us to be here. Thank you.
Bayete. Bayete. I want to thank you, Ambassador, for the privilege to work with you. I want to thank you, my sister. We've met years ago in Paris, and we've been together ever since. The time is now to make a change. We have always been making change, the three of us. But now we have the world to teach what we know, what God has blessed us with. The vision is also your vision. When God gives you a vision, it is not just for you, but it's for you to share the vision to the world. I just recently had another vision to unite the indigenous people in the world. You didn't hear me. I'll say it again. To unite the indigenous people of the world. What I'm doing here in Panama, it will be done also in the United States and the Caribbean. Those are the route of where we were taken and where we were placed. And this is why our ancestors are very happy now, today. My ancestors has been troubling me since I was a little girl. I've had all sorts of dreams, but they're happy today. And I'm at peace today because I'm going to share something with you that's very important. You see, when my ancestors came to me in my dreams for many years, they told me we will not ever be free, ever, until everyone release us. How are we going to be released? By us knowing who we are. How are they going to be released from bondage? You see, don't think that we are the only one in bondage. Our ancestors are still suffering because they're watching us doing nothing. And they want us to get up and change our mindset. This is why God said, renew your mind. He knew and understand that when we come into this world, we are going to face bondage. So now, we have to renew our minds. God, I thank you for presenting this dream and to give me the power and the knowledge and the wisdom to share it with all of us. Today is about business, but I will never, ever keep God away from anything. No matter what I do, God is present. And this is why this is successful. God has to always be present in everything we do. I have such a passion to listen to what God tells me and the power to carry it out. Today we are going to speak about business. We have many here that's going to share the business opportunities. And then after that, we're going to have a round table and we're going to do business with each other. It is time. And I want to thank you both. I want to thank all of you that are present. You see, this is not about numbers. This is about knowledge. This is about understanding who you are. Because many of us don't know who we are. But those of you that knows, work with us. Let's do business with the Free Zone, with Mr. Ferrari. He has surprises for us today. I don't know what it is. But he came stronger today, very strong. So we will listen to him carefully, and we're going to plan to do business on the free zone. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, and I thank you for working with you. We're planning now to go back to Ghana and to inaugurate this 6th region Global Chamber of Commerce, where the whole of Africa is going to come through the 6th region to do business in Latin America, the Caribbean, and the world. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to introduce them now. Now let's get busy with business. I would like to introduce from the Congo my sister, Dr. Annie Kingwa Muzinga, Professor, Applied Agricultural and Food Studies. But she's going to bring us information about the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here's the mic. You let us know what we can do for you and what you can do for us. Thank you very much. Give her a hand.
Hello, hello, hello. As you can see, sometimes I don't need the micro, but I think I will have the micro. So I can speak loud. And the problem that we have here first, our Minister of Culture and Art was supposed to be here, but with the delay, she's going to be here tonight or tomorrow. But we are here. We have to do something. So she sent us a video that I would like her to speak to us first in French, and I'm going to summarize what she has told us, and then I will tell you why you need to come to Congo, why we need you to do business with us in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I think we have the video ready. So here, introducing the Minister of Culture,
Excellence,
Catherine
chers membres de
Kouraya.
la diaspora, Altesse, Majesté, avec tous nos honneurs, Excellence, chers membres de la diaspora, chacun et tous avec vos titres et qualités respectifs. De prime abord, je vous salue de tout mon cœur. Je voudrais ensuite vous présenter toutes mes excuses pour le retard que je connais par ma présence physique parmi vous. Mais rassurez-vous, depuis plusieurs jours, je suis de cœur avec vous. Depuis ici en République démocratique du Congo, nous avons préparé notre arrivée au Panama avec amour, de rencontrer nos frères, les afro-descendants et vous tous représentés. Je précise que c'est grâce à la volonté politique de notre chef de l'État, son Excellence, M. Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, que la réconciliation avec la diaspora et les afro-descendants est devenue un projet culturel. Le président congolais a annoncé le 24 janvier 2022 la création d'une maison de la culture africaine et afro-descendante à Kinshasa. J'ajoute que mon ministère, celui de la culture, art et patrimoine, ne rate pas une seule occasion aux travaux des congrès et colloques consacrés au retour des afro-descendants. Il y a quelques semaines, le Sénat congolais a accepté de programmer avec moi les plans de réconciliation avec la diaspora congolaise. J'étais particulièrement heureuse du désir des sénateurs à rapprocher nos différents peuples. Je suis contente de la présence du docteur professeur Annie Kingwa, coordinatrice de la diaspora américaine, et M. Eugène Loufé Lemande, président du collectif des associations et entreprises pour l'accompagnement des Congolais de l'étranger. Le gouvernement congolais les a fait précéder au Panama pour cette même cause. Voilà ma joie d'être virtuellement parmi vous, mais je suis en route afin que physiquement, je participe à cet événement historique avec de bonnes nouvelles. Le Premier ministre, Son Excellence M. Jean-Michel Samaloukonde Kyenge, m'a remis officiellement les répertoires et la cassette des échantillons de biens culturels détenus en Belgique le 10 mars dernier. C'est aussi un motif d'encouragement car c'est aussi l'histoire de nos Congolais de Panama, Portobello. J'ai envie de rencontrer mes sœurs et frères de Portobello et leur parler de leur voyage depuis le XVIe siècle. Je termine en vous souhaitant un très bon déroulement des travaux en cette journée de la République démocratique du Congo. Altesse, Majesté, avec tous nos honneurs.
Thank you. If I can summarize what the minister just said, first of all, she apologized for not being here because of the delay, as I mentioned earlier. And she cannot wait to see all of you and mingle with you, meet the Congolese brother and sister here in Panama, meet all the Africans that are fighting for the development of Africa. So she's on her way, and to show that she has been preparing this event with love, she sent Papa Jean and myself to come here before her so that even if there is a delay, Congolese are here to represent her. So she cannot wait for you to meet you tomorrow as she comes. Thank you.
Yes, we made this a little short with Congo, but she's coming back to continue her discussion. I would like to now introduce to you Mr. Julius Garvey. Are you here? I think he stepped out of the room. Oh, okay. Yes, he's going to do a great presentation for us. You ready? Yeah. Okay. We're having a great morning. A lot of surprises. Yeah? Okay. All right, they're fixing something technical over there. ¿Cuánto tiempo van a tomar? Necesito una respuesta. ¿Cuánto tiempo van a tomar? Tienen que cambiarlo. Okay. Well, meanwhile we're waiting, I want to say that the presentation that we did this morning earlier is going to be a great opportunity for many business in the world. And to explain you much better, the businesses in Africa, businessmen and women, have the yearning to do business in Latin America and the Caribbean mostly. So now the 6th region, Global Chamber of Commerce, is going to begin to facilitate information that they need in order for them to do business in our region. This is also going to be historical because I recognized in Africa, when I mentioned to them about the business opportunities in our region, they're surprised because they're not aware of, even when I speak to them about the free zone, the second largest free zone in the world, which is in Colón, in Panama. There's something also I noticed, is that when you speak about Latin America, you say South America. So it's almost like saying that's as far as you reach. But that's as far as you reach because that's how the education system has taught you. Our 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce is going to introduce not just South Africa, but also Central America, Latin America. So that is another education and teaching that we are going to teach our brothers and sisters. We are also, the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, have a Youth Ambassador Program. That Youth Ambassador Program, we have many youth from all over the world. And the Youth Ambassador Program, we have also in Panama. We have Jean Quijano. Those of you that are Panamanians knows him. He first came to me about 6 years ago or more. When I first met him, he was doing Mickey Mouse t-shirts. And I told him, you can't do that. I want what's inside of you because I know you can do better. But sometimes we don't have people to educate us and teach us how to do something. So now when I saw Mr. Ferrari today, I recognize the print, I recognize who did it. So I taught him that you have to do your own and not imitate someone else. Use what God gave you. I took him to Colombia. I took him to the United States. Many of you don't know that from Panama. I took him to Ethiopia, and he came first place. They were not allowing people outside of Africa. But since they invited me, is this it? Since they invited me to Africa to speak, I took him with me. So we have to teach our children from now, not wait till they get older. Thank you. Now, Mr. Julius Garvey. He's here to speak. I love you, you know. I love you.
Okay, we're sort of making this up as we go along. As you can see, there's the time problems, and everybody has something to show and to share. I would like to share with you an app that we've put together, and that gentleman that you see on the screen there, he's Nigel Jones. He's my partner. He's very well-versed in terms of IT, and he has put together an app which we call Travel Jammy. And while it starts out as being able to link us together from a touristic perspective, meaning that we can visit each other in different places and know what's happening in our different areas. Basically, it allows us to share more. It allows us to share our culture, and it allows us then to know the different businesses in the different areas. It obviously fits in with the Global Chamber of Commerce, so it will be able to link all the businesses from the different countries on this one app. So Nigel, would you go ahead, please, and show what we have? Nigel? No, we're losing him. Go ahead, Nigel. You have an audience. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. You can hear me. I'm having a little difficulty on my end. But my name is Nigel Jones, and
Can anybody hear? They're trying to adjust the volume now.
okay. Dr. Guys,
Yeah?
I'm not sure how much you said about the Apple, but
No, you go ahead right from the beginning. Once they get the audio going. I think they're going to have it in a minute. I think you're connected now.
yes.
Good. Go ahead, Nigel, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nigel Jones, one of the founders of Travel Jammy. Travel Jammy application, pretty much, it's the platform to bring the African community together, pretty much helping provide economic empowerment, where we can promote African businesses, culture, create trade, and other opportunities. Um, the application pretty much it was launched last year, and up to this point we have had over 64,000 downloads, and we're really looking forward to make this work for our African community in Africa, the diaspora, and throughout the Caribbean and the rest of the world. I am now going to give a quick demo of the application, and you are free to ask any questions during the demonstration or at the end. So now I will switch to the application at this point. Please let me know if you're able to see it on your screen. Please let me know if you're able to see the app on your screen. Hello?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So here, the application, one sec, please. I'm getting an echo. Are you hearing me now? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
But he doesn't have anything on the screen either, you know. Nigel. Nigel.
Yes.
We are, yes, go on, go on, go on.
Nigel. Put yourself on the microphone. And we're all we're seeing is you. We're not seeing the presentation.
Okay, let me start again from the beginning. I apologize for the technical difficulties here. So here, you will change to your location. In this case, it will be Grenada. Now, some of the features we have, it can be customized based on the needs of the location or the organization. So for instance, in this case here, we're able to profile different things in Grenada. Example, eco attractions, where you can go in and find anything, within the eco attraction space in Grenada. You want to find a restaurant and a cafe. Here you can go and find anything of that sort. Here we have the airports that we can profile for any location. In this section here, which is the business directory, it is very important because other than the businesses within the travel and tourism space, for example, a mechanic shop can have its business profiled in this area here in this section. The radio stations, which is very important in terms of us promoting and exposing Travel Jammy, is where we do some cross-marketing with the radio stations, and they're able to promote our application as well as we will be able to create a wider audience for the radio stations. The whole idea behind Travel Jammy, as you may know, Jammy is Swahili for community. And our goal is to bring the African community together to create that space where we can help provide economic empowerment by creating and connecting businesses, exposing and giving people access to information about the different cultures that exist throughout the diaspora, the Caribbean, as well as the African continent. We also look at other aspects of the application where it creates jobs. It helps create jobs in different locations. So for instance, a small business operator who normally cannot afford to advertise on the current platforms, let's say like the TripAdvisor or any of the other platforms out there, we provide that opportunity and make it affordable for such individual or organizations. Here we also have a photo gallery section where you can create and showcase the beautiful islands or the beautiful countries in Africa, as well as the things that are going on within the African diaspora around the world. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If anyone has any questions, I'm free to address them. Hello?
presented on an app so that, for example, Ghana is in the house. And if anybody wanted to go to Ghana, there's a whole Ghana presentation that we can have on the app so that they know exactly where to go, what to do, if you want to determine about citizenship and so on. All of that information can be downloaded into one packet. And of course, you have that for any country that you'd want to visit in terms of the 55 countries in Africa, certainly the 15 countries in the Caribbean, and Latin America, which includes also Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, etc. Right now, with the app, we're located, we have information from St. Lucia, basically the tourist board and the Department of Tourism, Grenada. We've started with Jamaica, of course, that's where I'm from. We've had some incursions into Africa. We've had a relationship with Namibia, and because I'm here now, we have to follow up with a presentation that we made to them. So, the same thing with Ethiopia. We can develop the relationship with many different countries so that somebody can very easily, with this simple app, go to any one of these countries and determine the different places to go as a tourist, but not only the different places to go as a tourist, but also the cultural events that are taking place in that particular country over time, as well as the businesses that are present. And, for example, if you want to go to a country and you want to know, let's say in Panama, you want to know where is the best restaurant, where is the best place to go at night, to dance or whatever, and dine. That will be present on the app, and we'll have that information from agents in those different countries. I mentioned St. Lucia, I mentioned Grenada, we also have Turks and Caicos, and we're moving throughout the Caribbean. We have a link with the Black Chamber of Commerce of Canada.
Recording in progress.
Pardon me? Oh, I'm not sure what that was. But we have a link also with the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce. So it's a very dynamic link that we can use to link us all together. I don't know if we now have the second presentation. There we go. Okay. Could I get my phone back so I can tell Michael to start? Yeah.
Alexis, can anyone hear me?
Hi, Michael. Michael.
Hello?
Michael.
Yes, hello?
Michael.
Yes?
Okay, we can see you, and we're ready to
Oh.
go. Okay?
Okay, didn't know. All right, thank you. All right.
Okay, so go ahead, thanks. Let me just give you a little introduction. Michael Dawson is head of something called Garvey TV, which is something we're doing together, and it has many different aspects to it, and he's going to run through the totality of it. There are many different platforms, including an e-commerce platform, educational platforms, etc. So go ahead, Michael.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present on Garvey TV, and I hope that though we're doing this remotely, I can be able to deliver the functionality and what we're capable of, and hopefully that we'll be able to play a part in the goals of this conference. First, I'll explain the vision of Garvey TV. Basically, as we saw the emergence of Web 2.0, and to put that in regular terms, that's where the social media content sharing aspect of the internet evolved. So much so where the idea of content sharing, the content that you shared, started to affect the geopolitics of the world and certainly the economy of the world. It is no secret that Jeff Bezos became the richest man in the world owning Amazon because of the e-commerce component. And that basically signified the power shift from, say, the retail stores, the interactive, to the virtual. Then at that point, we saw the emergence of what we call Web 3.0, which was moving from, say, just the interactive, where we share information, but then when we end up on one platform where we're interacting, we're living on that platform. They've names thrown around, the metaverse, AI, virtual, but all intents and purpose, it is that there's a virtual universe that we belong to. And we would have to prepare for this because, again, as we saw the effect of content, and the interesting thing about content sharing that we must understand is that in the earlier days of media, where we had print media, we had audio and video, someone buys their newspaper, read it, the TV, you turn on the TV channel at a certain time and you watch that news, or back then listen to the radio at will. Now it's more on demand where that information is being shared. Now, what most people don't understand is that the information that you get is controlled by algorithms. That's the gatekeeper. And unfortunately for us in the Pan-African experience, that gatekeeping has adversely affected us. There has been cases where, for example, there's a $100 million settlement by Google because words that are associated with Black Power weren't being monetized. Obviously, for people to continue to invest in the cost of content sharing, it has to be monetized. And there are more cases like that. We see information where false information or negative or wrong information is being shared 20 times more than the truth, which is because of sensationalism of it. So as we prepared to do initiatives such as what we're talking about, uniting as Pan-Africans, doing business together, sharing ideas together, sharing our culture, we have to have some kind of platform like this. As we know, there is the Al Jazeera, which is funded by the Qatar government. There's RT, which is really Russia TV, that has that mandate. BBC, CNN, there's Fox News. And so it's I guess, no longer a secret that media has its agenda. And if we look at today where we are, we would say, in the words of Daddy Marcus Garvey, where's the Black man's channel? Where's his Al Jazeera? Where's his Fox News? Where is the media in today's world that's so important, that is advocating for us, that is the platform to share for us to be a part of that ecosystem? So that is where Garvey TV was formed, because we felt that we need to have that one network. And to quote Dr. Garvey, it says here, to continue my father's work, we must use the technology of today to be one Garvey nation, without borders, regardless of religion, just Pan-Africans united globally. That's Dr. Julius Garvey. So that's what we wanted for the platform. Subsequent to our forming, there are two events that occurred and to really solidify what we're about and go into the functionality. There's an experience of the Black News Channel that was formed recently in Tallahassee, Florida, that was funded by the owner of Wembley Stadium, Jacksonville Jaguars, a Pakistani, Mr. Khan. on March 25th, they announced that the Black News Channel would be going out of business and subsequently filed bankruptcy. So here we have the Black News Channel, the one that is supposed to be in the American base, and I'm using the US experience a lot in my examples of what we're rolling out, because the fact is Google, Twitter, Facebook, they're all American companies that have controlled the content landscape over the last number of years. Mr. Khan is a Pakistani, and then immediately decided that this wasn't making enough money, and Black News Channel filed bankruptcy. So the intent of Black News Channel was to do what I described earlier on. Then just recently, in the last few weeks, we see where Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter. And he stated his own reasons for buying Twitter is because what he described as a censorship from the Twitter board after the January 6 activities, where he felt that Twitter felt that there was too much right-wing activities being there and it needs to be censored. So they canceled the accounts, including those of the former president, Donald Trump. And his mandate is to stop that censorship and allow free speech, which includes hate speech that's there. So here are two billionaires that are showing the example of what it is when you don't own your own platform, when you don't own your own content. And these two activities occurred after we formed Garvey TV, because it's so important, because there's a misnomer that when you say TV in today's world, someone will say, this is my channel, or this is my YouTube channel, or my Facebook. And that is statistically wrong, and also philosophically wrong, because in those cases where, yes, they're very powerful agents on social media, but any day that Meta, which is now Facebook, Meta, former Facebook, or YouTube decides that your page is saying the wrong thing or not doing it, you can be shut down immediately that day. It doesn't matter how many followers, how many hours of content, how many years you're in business. So in fact, when you hand over that content, you hand over the content to them, it's for all the disclaimers for them to do as they like. And that's very important, because today we're showing that the content is currency. And the reason why I'm going to insist on understanding that the content is currency is that in the ecosystem that Dr. Garvey mentioned, it's the content that pulls you there. It's the content that gets your attention. So it's the content that gets people to the website to end up doing e-commerce or following their politics or taking their music or whatever. So, you know, we've seen over the last few days where there's some 1.26 trillion that's lost in the crypto market. Because I think that we made the market made a wrong bet there. It's not what's perceived, it's what is real, what you watch. So the content is currency, and we must own and produce and deliver and distribute our own content. And that is why we have Garvey TV. I'm going to go in some of the specifics of what it is. We define it as we're creating a global, cost-effective, and reliable streaming platform that would allow Pan-African people across the globe to create, publish, and share at a low cost, irrespective of technical knowledge or budget. So, in a nutshell, where Garvey TV is based on a streaming technology. Now, the key thing with streaming technology is that it's borderless. And as we look at conferences such as ours and the Pan-African intention of unity and the Garveyite philosophy of one people and one aim, we have to have a situation where we're all looking at the same information, where we can have all access to the same information. So streaming allows that because it's not controlled geographically and it's not controlled politically. There are no borders. So where in Jamaica, where I'm from, you would have television of Jamaica, and then you have the TT Broadcasting Corporation, all of that. There isn't, not even the Caribbean region, there isn't even one channel that we all in Caribbean do. So streaming replaces that, where these terrestrial channels that are limited to one geography stays. So now that's why we're streaming this platform, so it's accessible across the world. We today, you can look right now, we're in the iOS store or the Apple store for those of you who have iPhone, the iPhone store, and we're also in the Google store for those who have Androids. Um, that means immediately our reach is basically to the entire world based on the number of devices that we have. Um, Africa supposed to have 66% smartphone penetration by 2025. So at this stage, we know that our target market of Pan Africans will be over 1 billion. And just Android and our iPhone apps give us access to that. However, our network is more extensive. We're also available on Apple TV, on Amazon Fire Sticks, on the Roku platform, on your smart TV app, on the website, GarveyTV.com, and we're working on some partnerships where we can share it. So in a nutshell, anywhere in the world you are, as long as you have some access to the internet, Garvey TV is accessible. And that's, if we're going to have a true Pan-African platform, accessibility has to be, but the accessibility has to maintain itself if there is no censorship, if there's no algorithm controlling it. So what we have in Garvey TV is what we call a direct to consumer. So we put up that content and the consumer can see it. So there's no gatekeeping. So if no one likes our politics, doesn't like our view on reparations, doesn't like our view on unity, no matter what it is, there's no opportunity to use the algorithm to block that or censor that. And that is the most important thing I would like for persons who are creating content to understand, that creating your content is one thing, but the ability to deliver that content without being censored is equally important. And don't know, there's a break here. Hello? Sorry, having technical difficulties. Hope you can hear me. I invite everyone to take a look at GarveyTV.com. Please download us on the Apple Store or on the Android Store. You could DM us on social media if you want more information, but we invite everyone to participate, at least view and interact with us at Garvey TV. Thank you for the time.
Okay, so basically what you heard is that we have our own streaming platform that we can accommodate all of the content that you guys can put on the platform, meaning from the Pan-African perspective, and it will be uncensored, not like the current platforms that censor you in terms of, they have their algorithms that if you say something like Black Power, then your content doesn't get downloaded, etc. So we have a completely uncensored streaming platform that is ours. It's not dependent on anybody else's technology, it's ours. So I think it's a perfect Pan-African platform. You know, it's not Al Jazeera, it's not CNN, it's not BBC. It can carry our own news and all of our own cultural content. And again, it can be the backbone for e-commerce. And I think it would fit very, very well with the 6th Region Chamber of Commerce. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Julius Garvey. Our next presenter to continue is Annie. Please come to the stage. Please welcome her.
Good morning again. And we are going to take you to Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. I am Dr. Eni Kinwa Muzinga. I am professor at Morningside University in Iowa. I have been in the US since 1990, when it was called Zaire à l'époque. So as I travel, I wanted to have my PhD in economics. I reached Illinois, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I saw cornfield, and I was surprised. I told myself, why do we have all this production and the Congo have land and we are starving? I need to know the secret. I went from MBA in finance to PhD in agriculture economics, agribusiness, and strategic management. It has been 20 years I teach. I empowered women, and I'm going to share with you today why it is important for us to come together and invest in Africa, in Congo. I travel with a student to Ghana. Wherever I want to be, I am home. Congo. As you see, Congo has natural, mineral, and many people are interested in that. Go to the first slide. As you can see, my country, Congo, Zaire, it is in the middle. I'm sorry, I'm going to go a little bit here to show you. I was born in this side. There is a middle that you're going to see there. There is a forest here. Everywhere in Congo, it is a place for you to find a opportunity for business that can be good for everybody. But as today, you will see that many of us love our cell phone. I cannot live without my cell phone. And I think you too. We have tablets. And we want the mineral. Where it is coming from. This is what Congo is known. They will tell you, yes, we have mineral. Any of them is important. Yes, we have it in Congo. But there is no one of you, me, participating in that business. There are other people dealing with that. There are other people who are not putting back or giving back to Congolese for the mineral that they have. That God has blessed us with those minerals. If we go with agriculture, land is available, but 43% of our kids are suffering from malnutrition. What can you do? What can I do? That's what I came here. That's why I team up with Dr. Melida to tell you that if we do not do anything, the future generation will be laughing at us. They will be telling us. I have 2 granddaughters today, and the first thing they ask me is, tell us your story. I need to tell you my story. Because if I didn't have that education, I wouldn't be here, but I am the voice of the voiceless. Those women in the countryside, in Aburi, in Brazzaville, in Congo. Those are the women that I represent when I talk to you. Yes, mineral. They will take all our men. They are there, digging those minerals. Excuse me? Congo is huge, has opportunity everywhere. Sometimes people will say it is a curse. I said, no, it's a blessing. Because God does not make mistakes to give us that country, to give us that continent. There is no mistake for me to be here. It is not a curse. But those who portray that it is a curse will show us that blood on Colton because you have your cell phone. Yes, there are many Congolese have died for that, but I'm not here for that. They will show you the kid getting that Colton that you want for your cell phone because they're looking for $1 or they're looking less than $1. You and I can make a difference for those kids. We want to give them a future. They will tell you that it's a curse because while there is no infrastructure, who will build that infrastructure? 50 years ago, when you look at China, yesterday we saw that the free zone have a 45% of business with China. Did you have that 50 years ago? Because somebody has a vision, and that person is you and I today. So that kid will have a future and will think that the resources that we have in Congo will benefit everybody in Africa and around the world. Yes, that's what the media will show us. That's what we will use to tell everybody the story about Congo, about Africa. How other Congolese, other Africans are fighting to get that mineral so that they can send it here. But what they're living, war. What they're living, there is no infrastructure. We have to change that. And I'm going to tell you why we have to change that. Because we have the expertise. Because we have the mindset to change things. Because we have to empower our brother and sister. Because you and I, we are here. Overseas, we saw what's going on. How they develop their countries. Yes, we're going to change that. There is no more that when you go to Ghana, there is in a slavery castle, they said, the road of no return. When you're gone, either you are in the ocean or you reach the new world. But I'm saying there is a road that we can go back and build because we know we have the expertise, we have the education, and we have the power. Yes, Africa is rich. Yes, Congo is rich. And you are the endowment that the country has, and we can use that. We are part of a diaspora. Yes, I am a Congolese, American Congolese now. Yes, we, as I teach, as I see, I travel around the world, I want to get something and give back to my country, give back to my continent, give back to America, because they did welcome me. They gave me something, a place. They have me, they acknowledge my head, my intelligence. And that's where we have to change also everything. We have the power. So we have three things that we're going to be talking. I'm going to start with the opportunity that Congo has, or Africa has, so that we all will benefit. And I'm going to call the second project will be, yes, of course, financing. And the last one, our queen will come and conclude what we're going to be telling you today about opportunity we have for Congo. We look at Congo as a nice place to invest, a nice place to live. Yes, I was born and raised there. Yes, I was educated there. Yes, and I came to get my master, as I explained earlier. There is opportunity in that country. What we see here is that the first project that we think, I am in agriculture. Yes, I help farmers in Iowa, in Illinois, in Wisconsin, where I was, or where I still. I teach them how to make agriculture as a business. We look for profit and we develop our agriculture. Can I do that in Africa? Can I do that in Congo? I think so. Do we have the land? Yes, we do. So the first project that we think, we created this collective of association and enterprise for us who living overseas, and we call it CASE. And the first project is we look agriculture. There is land, 80 million of acres or hectare. 1 hectare is 2.5 acres in Congo. It is available. They need you. We need to come and invest. So we partnered with the specific, of course, government entities with this idea, the concept that I'm going to bring here and I'm going to talk to you. We have, I'm going to go again here, and I think I have a deep voice. We go from Kinshasa. This is a travel that we have there. And we think, yes, the east part is more resources, natural resources. While we have agricultural land, they have agricultural land too. But we can start somewhere, and we're going to start there. And this is what are the land that we think, and we're bringing association of farmers. Let's come together, but they do not have enough means that where you are coming to play a big role in following me, so that I can see Congo in that project that was presented yesterday. That's what I want to see. That's why I did ask yesterday, what is the action? What can I do? Because I have land. Because those farmers over there, they're waiting for them to be part of that project. What can we do? So we call it the Diaspora Well-Being Road. If you said route, that's what I call it. Because in that Diaspora Well-Being Road, I see agriculture playing a big role in improving the living for our farmers, our villages, our cities. But we need all of us to put together those mindsets. Me here, getting that project, communicating, and that connection, networking. That's what the word in 21st century is, networking. We are here to networking with you. So the road that I see will start. We need to have a pilot project, and that's what I'm bringing. Agriculture. In the well-being, yes, when we construct, we will have a hospital, we will have road. We will avoid our young people taking the risk to cross the oceans to come to America, to Europe, for better life, when we know that Africa has a better place. I'm enjoying the fruit here every morning. Who does not eat that breakfast in the morning? We all are looking for that fruit. We said organic food, and it costs so much. I am in agriculture, remember, I know. Can we have that in Africa? Can we give people the opportunity to, yes, to have that value chain so that they can also produce the organic food and sell it in other places and earn enough income and stay there and develop their cities instead of taking that risk to come overseas? Yes, you will ask me, you took the risk. Yes, I did. I didn't travel the way they are coming. I have a scholarship because I have something. Well, they do have something too, but I have to help them to develop that something that they have in their mind. That's where you are coming. The road, we can see, this is me. I work with farmers, yes, all over around the world. They have corn, good corn. But they have a problem that you have to solve, you and I. Transportation, storage facilities. but they do have land. They know how to grow it. Put them on the table. They will tell you exactly what they can do with what you are bringing. They can teach you. I love my ladies when they can sit down with me and say, hey, you have your PhD, but we do have the PhD in Congo to teach you what you can do. Yes, we have the PhD in Uburi. When I brought my student, they sat down with my student and said, we know. Listen to us. You have the book. We have the hands-on. Today, all university we're talking about hands-on. Let's give them that hands-on opportunity. We have good plantain. We have it everywhere. Pineapple. We love spicy food. Can we help those farmers to have opportunities? Yes, you and I can do that. Because it's coming from our heart to help them. There is nobody who's forcing us. You chose to be here this morning to listen to me. So yes, because you have the heart to change something, and you're going to change it. We have everything that you can look for, but our kids are still starving. 43% of our kids are malnourished because there is a problem that you have to solve. Yes, I take students. They go, they are, wow, what is this? We do not have this. Yes, we want to educate them because they are leader of tomorrow. When I go, I talk to them. The next president of the United States may be one of my former students. He will not refuse. He will listen to me. And I tell them, don't delete my phone number because I will not change my phone number. And I will give you my phone number if you want to talk to me. Yes, there are ladies working hard, but they need your help. In today's society, we want them to be having the tractor, but for them to have a tractor, they need to have that education. They need to have a service or a service to maintain that tractor. But for us to have that tractor, and we built a tractor in Africa, owned by Africans. Yes. Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can. Yes, because we have that in our mind. Yes, we know we have the expertise. Today there is, you can Google, there is a phone, Okapi, made by a Congolese professor in MIT. And as I'm talking right now, he's listening to me. He said he called me my daughter. I didn't have the opportunity to tell people, you go and do it. Yes, Okapi phone, because we were so mad that our mineral are taken by Samsung, by Apple, to sell to us when there is a Congolese with the mindset, with intelligence, with the expertise to create that Okapi cell phone. And I'm proud to have that phone. And you should be proud because it's coming from your brother. We have ladies who's working hard, but they need your help to build houses for them, to build the storage for them. Because they can produce, yes, they can produce, but most of the production is wasted because there is no road for them to sell it in the market. Now let's work together. I gave you the introduction. Now let's work together. Yes, I want you. Yes, I want you to come and work with me. I want you to invest. Come to Congo and invest in organic cocoa. Yes, we do have it in Congo. Yes, it is like in Ivory Coast, but the better quality is in Congo. And my friend in Ivory Coast all the time tell me, Dr. Eni, that is not true. We will teach you. I said, yes, I need your expertise to come and help that farmer that need your expertise because you have been doing that for a long time. Let's do it. I want you to come and invest in vanilla in the east part of Congo. Not only mineral, believe me. Mineral, yes, is there. But God bless us with agricultural product. Good quality. You taste it, you will call me twice to say, tell me that lady. Because with heart, with love, that lady is cultivating that vanilla. But she needs your help so that she can be part of that project of 2023 that I can bring in Panama and say, the vanilla, this is the lady. Have that connection. I want you to come and help me invest in agriculture. Today, do you know how much our brother and sister, not only in Africa, even here in the US, US inflation is around 8.25, if I may look at that again this morning. We all are screaming, developed country. We are screaming, the price is too high. Biden, do something. What about my farmer in Congo who eat bread every day? What about my farmer in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Rwanda, in Burundi, in Somalia, in Ethiopia, who eat bread because the wheat is coming from overseas? And with whatever we know going on, she cannot have that. But I tell you, there is a bread that I tasted when I went to Cameroon based on cassava flour. Manioc. It is so good. It is so good. Can we help that person? Instead of depending on the wheat from Canada, from Russia, from Ukraine, but we have something that we can create in our country. Cassava, everywhere we eat cassava. Everywhere we have cassava roots. Can we do that? You and I are gonna help them. Let's invest in agriculture. Yes, let's invest in agriculture. In research. Oh yeah, I have to promote my research, right? I don't have to promote somebody else's research, but I'm teaching those American kids. Your sister. Today we all are talking about sustainability. We need to sustain our land. Yes, we do have land, but they are thinking 20 years ahead of everybody. Yes, I grow in that tower, in our greenhouse, African legume. And my sister from Congo, they will know, bitekuteku. We call it amaranth. Amaranth in US, farmers spend money to destroy amaranth because they call it pig weed. But it is a staple for Congo and for other places. Can we invest in those kind of greenhouse? When we have the pandemic, I was growing those vegetables. My students were consuming them in our cafeteria. When everybody said, you cannot go out, but we have 365 days, we have it there, and our Secretary of Agriculture in Iowa came to visit, and the first thing she said, Dr. Annie, what are you doing? I am providing a global awareness of my student to my student at low cost. Because if I ask them to go to Panama, ask them to go to Congo, visa issues. Can we fix that? They have, now they know what is amaranth. Now they know what is ngai, sour. And we keep doing, but we do research. Can we invest in research? Can we invest in those institutions? Can we invest in our universities? Can we team up with Legon University, with Kwame Nkrumah University, with Morningside University, so that we can do something together for the future? come invest in Congo, come invest in Africa, come invest. Because, yes, you saw that mineral. They call it is nobium. And today, the airline that you took, they are dying for that because it can sustain the weather or the temperature. Can we invest instead of living, waiting for years of people promising? Yes, I know. Samson promised the government of Congo 10 years ago, we're going to invest there. Now, the good excuse is, oh, there is war in east part of Congo. That is not true. Because if you go to Goma, the best city, those people are business people. So we need to invest. We need to be part of that research. We need to be part of those mineral should belong to us, Africans. We can invest in, we call it coltan. All the laptop that we have, that material is there. Congo has 80%. But I tell you, my brother and sister in Congo do not have or the benefit of those minerals. Yes, I wrote a paper, export without production. Because Rwanda, which is a brother to me, is exporting cotton without production. They're taking it from Congo. My paper was not published because they told me that it's too political. But I can tell you, if I have that support, yes, I can tell what's going on in that Congo. Yes, you cannot export without producing. But if somebody's doing that because you and I are sitting here, we're not doing anything. Let's do something. The pictures is there. Yes, we did have some sample, Papa Eugene, but the minister is bringing it, and I'm hoping that when she comes here tomorrow, she will show you what do we have in that country, that Africa should be benefiting from that instead of just 0.1% of people getting what all of us should benefit because God loves us so much and gave us those minerals. Yes, I'm going to stop there with the road of well-being. Because you and I, if we invest in research, we invest in agriculture, we eat, we will think. If I am starving, I don't think that I will even write a paper. You know that and I know it. So let's invest in agriculture. Congo is welcoming you to go. We are doing our part as being in the diaspora. And we have contact over there. Yes, they are coming. They are welcoming you. Come. Let's create opportunity for the next generation so that they cannot look at you and say, what did you do? You let us down. My brother keeper, my sister keeper, you are my brother keeper, you are my sister keeper. We're doing this for them. I know I have the expertise. If you have connections, let's come together and have that road, the first pilot project for diaspora in Congo, the road of well-being in DRC. Thank you. And I like to see Mandela all the time. Yes, it always seems impossible until it is done. I need you will tell me, how am I going to do that? My next project is let's create a diaspora bank. Papa Eugene, can you tell us a little bit about that? That's my bank. The dream, yes, I have people who dream with me. Yes, we have people can design. Yes, we can do it, right, my sister? We have to. We're going to do that together. Thank you. And
Stay here.
oh, I'll stay here.
Mama, come, Papa, come. Come, come. I met Papa. I call him Papa. He calls me Mama. I met Papa in Paris when I was the vice president of another organization. And I told Papa, I said, Papa, we need a bank. We need a bank. We need the African diaspora and Africa. We need a bank because we need to empower ourselves. And Papa said, okay. I say, I don't want no talk, Papa. I want you to do it. And Papa said, yes. And just the other day, Papa said, it's been what, 3 years, 4 years? 4 years. Yes. And Papa said, I'm going to do it. And I said, I don't want no more talking. We talk too much. Let's go into action. Yes. And this is the result. So I'm going to the Congo. They're inviting me to the Congo in June.
Yes, I want to come.
To see the layout of what I told Papa, and Papa, you did it. Yes. You did it. So now, we are going to have a bank, a diaspora bank, with my brothers and sisters in Africa. That is a great accomplishment. Give him and her a grandiose applause. You see, this is about business. No more should we talk and have conferences and do nothing. I mean business. We mean business. So now I'm going and inaugurate the Bank of the African Diaspora in the Congo. And thank you both because you did what you had to do. You want to say something? Come. Yes. And she will interpret, yes. Yeah.
Excuse-moi, j'ai un peu plus d'émotion. Hein?
You said see, women, we are strong, right? I can stand here and talk to you. He said he is emotional. Our papa is emotional.
Surtout quand on doit parler devant la grande dame, Maman Belinda.
Mainly when you have to speak. Mots, hein? Mainly when you have to speak before this wonderful lady, our mother, my sister, Dr. Belinda.
Alors, je vais aller vite. Au fait, c'est le projet que nous avons au Congo. Nous avons cet espace c'est un vieux bâtiment de la Poste.
This is a project that we have in Congo that we wanted to share with you because, yes, we want to invest. We need our own money. No stream attached. We want money from you and I because we have the best interest in our country and our continent. So we want to have that. Thank you very much. They say that.
Tu restes ici comme ça, moi j'explique.
I thought that my voice is too loud, but it seems like no. So the project that we have, as we think about how we invest, Papa Eugene and I, we come together. I said, well, this is what I have as a vision. We invest in research. We invest in this. We invest, but my pocket is empty. And Papa Eugene said, don't worry. Dr. Melida said, we need a bank. Can we have a design and a vision for what we can have? Yes, there is a space available. There is a space available for this bank. And we had somebody. This is our vision. Can you put it in for those who have a visual learning style like you and I? So we have it there. We need you to invest in that bank.
Ok, ces bâtiments, c'est un vieux bâtiment comme j'ai expliqué. à 2 niveaux. Nous voulons transformer ça à banque de la diaspora congolaise qui sera un modèle pour l'Afrique.
That is a space, and then the vision is to have a building with 2 stairs, 2 level, and then it will be a model for the pilot project for Africa, and it will go from the DRC because we have already a space and the agreement with, the protocol of agreement with the government. Because it belongs to the post office and they have a new building, so this one is left out and we took it.
OK. Au fait, ces banques vont servir à canaliser tout l'argent de la diaspora congolaise vers le Congo. Donc, nous avons besoin de financement pour réhabiliter ces bâtiments et aménager des appartements. Si Maman Melinda elle vient au Congo, elle peut rester aussi dans ces complexes. Il y a des chambres, il y a un projet de restaurant. C'est pour cette raison que nous sommes là, pour demander à tous nos amis de la diaspora qui peuvent nous soutenir. Comme nous avons un partenariat avec la Poste congolaise qui nous a cédé ces bâtiments, mais il faut faire des travaux. C'est gagnant-gagnant. Et ça va donner un modèle ça sera un modèle pour l'Afrique que les Africains doivent se prendre en charge.
Papa Asian said that that building is not only to be the post office for us or the bank, but the first thing that how many of us every month we send money to Western Union, MoneyGram and whatever they have there, and how many fees do we pay? I think the research showed that Western Union and MoneyGram have more than $10 billion every year coming from the diaspora to different countries. Okay, and Congo has 4 billion. So if we can have those activities through that bank, it will help us to finance other projects that I have mentioned, and it will give us that financial freedom. Because if you do not have that financial freedom, you are not free at all.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. We need you to support us for this project. Thank you very much.
I just want to say something. One of the things that's important is that we are building the same way our ancestors built. There's no way that we should be having our own banks. We need to invest with one another. We cannot keep going to different countries and speaking to people that is not going to give you what you need to build our community. We have to build our own. There's so many projects that have been presented to me in Colombia, in Honduras, in Venezuela, different countries, even in the Caribbean. They get stuck. They have great projects, but they get stuck in the financial area. And we, as builders, we need to create the business opportunities for them, but not just tell them about the opportunities, but also provide the financial institutions in order for us to build. This bank is not only going to be for the diaspora, it is for everyone. And I believe those of you that have projects, now we have to invest with one another. You see, nothing happens if we're not conscious enough in order to invest with one another. It begins now. So this is why I keep saying to you, I have a whole lot of other things that I'm doing with other countries. But this is why when I told Papa, I said, Papa, I don't want the talk. I want the action, remember? I said, don't talk to me. When you're ready, you tell me we have a bank, we have the design, right, Papa? So here it is. We're getting ready to build. Those of you that want to participate in this structure, in all of what we're doing, this is the time. Through the 6th region Global of Chamber, because the 6th region Global Chamber of Commerce, for those of you who don't know what the 6 means, is that the African Union has 5 regions in Africa. Okay, there's 5. They also added the 6th region, which is all of us outside of Africa, even though that most people don't know that, but you will begin to understand why we're under the 6th region and why the 6th region is very important. Because my job now is to come into Latin America, the Caribbean, America, in order for us now, which I've already done, which I will continue to do, in order now to present this to them. So that, see, one of the most important things, Mama, that we need to let the audience know, the Congo, Africa is rich. Europe, Asia, and all these other countries, they're poor. The only reason that they're rich is because they're benefiting from the resources in Africa. That is the reality of what's going on today. So now we have to go back and make things even better for us to remember. You see, your mind is no longer here, but we have to go back and remember what our ancestors have done, how they have built Africa. Africa was the first institution, the first universities, the first philosophers, the first of everything. But the problem with us now is the mindset. The mindset has to go back and remember who we were and who we are today. So that is the idea of why we're building. I want to also bring Dr. Silva. I want you to come up now, and I know we're running for time, but this is very, very important. We are going to work together, and we are linking together with the indigenous people of the world. And I want you to talk quickly about that, what we're getting ready to do.
Yes. Hi. Aloha again.
Aloha.
Do you know what aloha really means? Anybody? Well, no. Not just that. It means I love you, it means love, it means good, it means everything that's positive. But anyway, the Kingdom of Hawaii will be joining with this wonderful lady from now and forevermore in establishing a line between Africa and the Kingdom of Hawaii. That's effective immediately. I'll be sending her a royal proclamation to that effect. And it's our honor to work with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce is the nucleus of bringing people together, uniting, but uniting in a positive way, to bring enlightenment, to bring love in our community for everyone. As I said before, this is not something that's black, white. We don't see colors. What we see is empowerment. What we see is unity, which is important. Queen Diambi would like to say something.
Yes, good morning again. The Minister of Culture of the Congo is on her way, but she couldn't be here today. So on behalf of the Congo and of Her Excellency, I will address you a bit on culture. So she should have been here to present about the culture.
I have a bit of good news.
Okay, we have a good news.
I spoke to Francisco Olivardia. Turkish Airlines stopped her. She has a diplomatic passport, but they told her that she could not come to Panama. I spoke to the department that handles here in Panama the situation. What's missing was she needs to send her itinerary, and they're going to stamp the passport on the way. One of the things is this: diplomatic is diplomatic. You shouldn't stop anyone. And we've had this incident 3 times thus far, and we keep fighting. And I just want to say to you, they probably won't do it again after our lawyer, stand up, my dear lawyer, our lawyer is going to represent the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce from now on. He has joined us, and he's going to help us with any legal thing that is happening because we're going to need him. So regarding the cultural part, you can represent the Minister of Culture. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this good news. And we were struggling earlier. We're working with Dr. Melinda's team to fix this situation. So in the name of Her Excellency, Minister of Culture, Catherine Katungu Furaha, I am going to speak a little bit about culture, about the Congo. So many people don't even know that the origin of man comes from the basin of Congo. Oftentimes they refer to Kenya, but they forget to say that Kenya is part of the Great Lakes system that is in the basin of Congo. So everyone is actually from Congo. Everyone comes from the Congo. Every human being comes from the Congo. So it's important that we understand that we just didn't come from the Congo, yesterday. We've been there for thousands of years, 350,000 years thus far. We have now analyzed the human genome, and the latest information we have says that we've been around for 350,000 years. Out of the 350,000 years, mankind spent 280,000 years only on the continent of Africa. So we cannot call Africa a cradle. You don't leave a cradle when you are 70 or 80 years old. You leave a home, you leave a temple, you leave a university. So when humans start leaving Africa 70,000 years ago for the first wave and only 40,000 years ago for the second wave, they left with all the elements of civilization. We don't refer to the Congo often, or to South Africa for that matter, when it comes to mathematics. But yet again, in the Congo, we are doing mathematics 25,000 years ago. I said 25,000. I didn't stutter. In South Africa, we're doing geometry 75,000 years ago. How come that information is not in our children's textbook? Everyone is using the phone today, and my sister mentioned the coltan coming from Africa. But it's not just raw material that comes from Africa, it's also gray matter. No phone, no computer could operate without the binary code system. The binary coding system is an African invention of several centuries. Today we are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about blockchain. But all these are supported by fractal mathematics. The masters of fractals are found all over the continent of Africa for thousands of years. Oftentimes, not to put to dismay the Greeks, but credit is given where it's not due. You think we built a pyramid over 4,000 years ago without knowing the famous theorem of the right rectangle that was later attributed to Pythagoras? How come Pythagoras came to Africa to learn about this? How come he never said he did it? How come he attributed all his knowledge in mathematics to Africa? But yet again, when we speak about mathematics, Africa is out of the picture. See, when we talk about culture, it's not folklore. It's not because we dance and we wear colorful clothes and we do, arts and artifacts. That's not what culture means. Those are just elements of culture. Culture is everything that we do to express our identity. Culture is our knowledge of self. Culture is our knowledge of reality, of the science that our forefathers accumulated over thousands of years. Culture is our languages that encode our thought process. Culture is our belief system. How do we believe we are here? How did we get here? What is our purpose in life? So culture is not folklore. culture is not just the element that you can point out to. Culture is holistic. So it's important when we talk about African culture to really understand and learn about our history, learn about our contribution to humanity in all fields, and to teach our young and our children about a holistic approach to African humanities. It's about history, but it's also about science. I was mentioning mathematics. I can mention medicine. How come when a doctor is graduate from school, you say he has to take the Hippocratic Oath? But Hippocrates studied medicine in Kemet, that the Greek called Egypt. And thousands of years before Hippocrates, we had Imhotep. Imhotep is a great man of science. He's a great doctor. He already had documents and techniques for surgery, for so many things that we use still today. On the walls of Kemet, you can see the tools that are still used today in medicine and surgery. So how come credit is not given where credit is due? And oh no, don't tell me we don't need to speak about the past and that the past is irrelevant. I, in the Congo, learned all about the Romans and the Greeks. How come? How come do I have to learn about the French Revolution? How come? How come I have to learn about the US Revolution? How come? But yet again, I cannot learn about my own ancestors and all that they have done. It is time we say stop. In speaking about our truth, we have to make sure everyone understands we are not speaking against anyone. But truth can be very uncomfortable, especially when you build an edifice based on lies. But it's okay. Humanity together can overcome, because the purpose here is not to discriminate. The purpose here is to unite, to bring everybody, the human family, together. But we can only do that when we will have cast light into darkness, so that we can really know who we are and what we are doing. So Congo, as a base, is our home. It's the heart of Africa, and Africa is our home. Congo, as you heard my sister and my brother speak, offers so many opportunities, but it also offers us the opportunities to go back, connect with our mother, learn about our cultures, learn about our way of life, learn about our immense heritage that we have. We have so preserved, intact, so much things that are important for us to learn. If you come to the Congo to see big cultural heritage festivals, we have them, where you can see the traditional dances, the traditional music, you can see the arts and crafts of the Congo. But you can also understand that those are not folklore, those are sciences, and they are medicine. Because when we beat the drum, and I'm sure everyone here can concur, something fundamentally happened in your deep inside of you, a restoration. So Congo can be a place where we can go to see all these preserved heritage, and we can, go and check also the beautiful nature that is there. There is so many opportunities to do tourism, to go visit wildlife, to go visit different tribes and different traditional kings and kingdoms like myself, like my own. So you can learn about what our ancestors left for us to learn, so that we can become greater and we can move forward. Another thing that the minister, Catherine Katungu, under the Furaha, under the patronage of the president, Felix Tshisekedi, is to make sure that the cultural patrimony, especially in the music of the Congo, can be exploited by all the African descendants. Today, the music of Congo, the Congolese rumba, has been now inscribed under the patrimony of humanity with an act of UNESCO. That music, I'm telling you, my dear, is not just for entertainment. That music is healing. That music is medicine. It's the one that kept us all alive. It's the one that kept our heads above water. Because although you, my brothers and sisters of the New World, have gone through a lot of trauma, through the experience of human trafficking and forced labor camp, because I refuse to call them a trade. I refuse to call them plantation. They were forced labor camps. You have gone through all that, but the culture preserved your integrity, your mental, intellectual, and emotional integrity. The same with the people who stayed behind. Congolese people today are the descendant of survivor of one of the biggest genocide known to mankind. And we are here today, resilient, and the expression of that resilience, you can find it in the music. So I encourage you to take another look at Africa, because I'm talking about the Congo, but it's all throughout the continent. These gems, this wealth, this knowledge, this wisdom is encased in every single aspect of our lives. So I invite you to take a closer look and think about Congo as a destination for you to enhance your human experience and to go and learn a lot of good things and experience wonders in the Congo. Thank you.
Thank you, my queen, Diambi, my sister. The next person that we are going to have on the stage, this is going to be the part 2 of the Free Zone, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari, the manager and the head of the Free Zone of Panama. And I love his outfit. He is representing today.
Another queen. I think we have a multitude of queens here today. Thank you very much, Melida. Let me tell you, it's extremely difficult to follow on what we have heard today, just now. So I will try to be very, again, humble and basic about the things that I would like to complement with what I said today. I think that most of the people in attendance were here yesterday as well. So I will not repeat what I showed yesterday, but actually, as I said, compliment. But first things first, business at hand is I would like to, first of all, introduce the better half of our household, my wife, Carmen. Could you please stand up, please, love? And she as well is wearing a production of one of our young and promising designers, which is just outside. That's Jean Dacor. I know most of you know him, but I would like for him to come up on stage. For those who don't know him, Jean, can you hear me out there? Here he comes. Little did I know, a few months back, when I went to visit his atelier that I would be wearing this today in such an appropriate occasion. But I thank you very much for this expression, and please, do give us some words.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Para mí es un gran honor estar aquí en el encuentro de reconciliación de la Madre Patria con la diáspora. Y para mí es un honor poder mostrarles a este modelo que estamos luciendo una pieza inspirada en nuestra ancestralidad y la fuerza que emanan nuestros ancestros. Y igualmente los invito, bienvenidos a Panamá. Claro que para mí es un honor, yo soy un joven de Colón que por muchos años se ha dedicado a vivir de sus sueños y hoy en día puedo cosecharlo y hacer piezas, viajar por el mundo, ir con la otra Amelia de Etiopía, mostrar todo lo que estamos haciendo y los invito a que vayan a Colón. Que en Colón tenemos cosas buenas. Aquí, o sea, yo soy un ejemplo de que hay talento, se puede hacer negocio en Colón, ya estamos listos para eso. Así que los invito, ya saben, la cultura nunca va a pasar de moda.
Gracias.
Hay que contar la historia. Let's go right here, it's better. Yo soy ocho. Espérese, espérese, espérese. Thank you, son.
This symbolism, in case you wonder, it's our sign that identifies the province of Colón. It's the C and the three fingers because in our nomenclature, 3 is the third province in alphabetical number. So it's 3-3, C3, that identifies Colón and the people who belong to such a noble province. To continue, as yesterday my plan to expose or to give you information about the free zone was changed, and the challenge today is really to continue to complement on what was said. That was not easy, but first I have to say that I am a complimented person myself since yesterday because, one, I have had the opportunity to listen to a queen give me a whole new perspective as to what cradle means, the true significance of a beginning that for most of us Westerners had a different interpretation. Then I also had the opportunity to interact and to talk with a king, and it did strike me deeply as to the fact that sometimes you have to negotiate to get back what really belongs to you. It is a deep state of unfairness what we have to live. I also talked to another queen about the injustice, and just a few moments ago we heard it again. Traveling to be able to move out between borders and all the limitations. A visa seems like it's something given by God rather than by authorities. But today it is also very unfair, which curtails commerce and curtails the interchange between people, the knowledge, the understanding, the brotherhood and sisterhood between human beings, all regulated by those who really do not understand truly what the meaning is of interacting with people in all parts of the world. So today, I am different. And it's not because I am wearing this, but because you have given me the opportunity to have a better understanding on things which people tend to overlook. I also had the opportunity with my dear friend Gabriel, in which yesterday, and a number of other people, associates, even from Cologne, do understand and are committed to work with our youth, which is going the wrong way, which are embracing the path of evil, of illegality. So there is work to be done, quite a lot of work to be done. But that was the philosophical part of the message. And indeed, today I will comment on what I showed you today. Let us start, please. Vamos ya hacia lo que es el final, porque toda esta parte ya la vimos, ¿verdad? So, what can I do different and stimulating, challenging for what I showed you yesterday? And I put this hastily together, and this is a video on how the Panama Pavilion could look like in the Nations Park initiative. Sound? Sonido? Remember when yesterday we discussed the parts that should comprise each of the countries' offer? As I said, it was hastily put together, so haste makes waste. But what I tried to show you indeed was that there is an organization as to how a country can show its beauties, how it can showcase. But the most important slide of them all, regresemos al slide de la vista aérea, por favor. This one. This is where we have the buildings already built to have Nations Park. But this area, or this area, I ask you, can we build a house of Africa? Can, can, can Africa design, build, and operate its own house to tell its own truth with their own words without having anybody else interpret or say the half-truths or the uncomfortable truth? So this is a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, your highnesses, all of you. Is this a project that you can undertake? Because you have to tell your own story. Nobody else. And House of Oceania, is that something that we could also add? Because we talk about indigenous, we talk about natives. I'd like to say those who were there before somebody else came. They also have to tell their story. And I think Oceania has beg your pardon, has quite a bit of story to tell in its own. We don't need anybody else to say it. So this is something that I give to you as a suggestion, or call it a challenge if you would like, because this could indeed be a first, at least in Latin America for sure. But if we want to call on the attraction, if we want to attract all those who have roots that belong to Africa, this could be the initiative. And this is the complement to what I said yesterday. May this seed fall on fertile ground. That's the best I could do, folks, but I think it is something important, paramount, and you can count on the Free Zone to give its full support to initiative as this. Thank you. And I think I'm just finished just in time for lunch.
Thank you, Mr. Giovanni Ferrari. Now, coming to the stage, we're going to welcome from Colombia. He just flew in, I think, today. Álvaro Javier Arroyo Garcia from the Secretario. He's the Secretary of the Development and Economic of the Mayor's Office in Buenaventura, Colombia. Por favor, give me my hand, please. Colombia is in house. Colombia is in the house. He visitado a Buenaventura muchas veces, trabajando con los alcaldes, con los jóvenes. I've traveled to Colombia for the 3 years, working also with my Colombian brothers. Thank you very much. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Muy buenas tardes para todos y todas. Primero quiero agradecer sin duda este importante espacio, doctora Amelia y demás, todos quienes han organizado este importante encuentro. Tengo 31 años y quiero decirlo, y nací en una de las zonas rurales de Colombia. Hoy, 21 de mayo, en Colombia conmemoramos 152 años que se dio la abolición de la esclavitud. Hoy, hace 152 años, salió la ley que abolió la esclavitud en Colombia, al menos formalmente, al menos legal. Es decir, y que este encuentro se haga y que coincida con esta importante fecha para nosotros los colombianos es supremamente importante. Realmente nosotros, las personas negras, los afrocolombianos, como nos llamamos. Porque hace 152 años, gran parte de los millones, los hijos, los descendientes de millones de hombres y mujeres africanas que fueron esclavizados y traídos a las Américas, en Colombia particularmente, empezaron a construir una vida en libertad. Entonces, para nosotros es muy importante esto porque nos permite hoy, 152 años después, poder encontrarnos aquí y decir cómo vamos a seguir avanzando para construir sobre oportunidades económicas que continúen conectando a África, esa importante África, esa madre África que lo es para nosotros, con su diáspora, particularmente en América, en especial en este caso en Colombia. Entonces, quiero de manera especial agradecerle a ustedes que han venido, reyes, las reinas y los otros distinguidos representantes, a que desde Colombia nos sentimos supremamente orgullosos, nuestro señor alcalde de Buenaventura, plenamente agradecido, y que este espacio será para seguir conectando esta importante región con el continente africano y la diáspora. Dale, no, un segundo, ya está colocando la proyección de la presentación, pero seguir diciendo un momento que cuando el señor alcalde le dijeron que Buenaventura nosotros hoy íbamos a tener la oportunidad de estar aquí, dijimos, allá tenemos que estar. Lamentablemente el señor alcalde le presentó una dificultad de último momento, no pudo acompañarnos, pero aquí estamos para poder hoy, 152 años después de la abolición de la esclavitud formalmente en Colombia, ver cómo vamos a seguir conectando estos territorios y esta herencia. Nosotros voy a hablarle de Buenaventura, el Pacífico colombiano. Siguiente, el Pacífico colombiano, ¿dónde estamos ubicados? Para que primero, ahí está el mapa, es el mapa de Colombia, estamos al lado, vecinos, obviamente, de Panamá. Estamos en la costa este, es decir, nosotros estamos aquí también sobre el Pacífico, y gran parte de esos descendientes, nuestros ancestros, como los llamamos, pues los traían de manera esclavizada por el Caribe, entraban por el Caribe y luego eran transportados por los ríos hasta llegar acá al Pacífico, donde vinieron ocupando la mayor parte de esos importantes territorios que hoy tenemos ya de manera propiedad colectiva para nuestras comunidades, nuestros pueblos, la población afro, comunidades negras, la comunidad afrodescendiente en Colombia. Esta es Buenaventura, entonces dentro de nosotros Buenaventura es el principal territorio más extenso del Valle del Cauca, es como nuestro departamento, nuestra región. Buenaventura, que es nuestro territorio, ocupa alrededor del 30% del departamento del Valle del Cauca, uno de los departamentos más importantes en materia económica para Colombia. y nosotros pues somos la salida hacia el Pacífico para Colombia. Buenaventura es el territorio donde está ubicado el principal puerto de Colombia hacia el Pacífico. Es un territorio particularmente de la gente de afrodescendiente y allí tenemos el principal puerto. De acuerdo con los datos, en Colombia tenemos cerca del 8% de la población colombiana, según los datos de la entidad oficial, nos autorreconocemos como afrodescendientes o afrocolombianos, digamos, reconocemos nuestra herencia de esa africanidad. La mayoría son mujeres y estamos ubicados en la región del Pacífico, pero también en las grandes ciudades, Bogotá, Cali, Medellín, y en la costa caribe, Cartagena, que ustedes seguramente lo han escuchado mucho, Cartagena, San Basilio de Palenque, que fue el primer pueblo libre de América, donde Benco Biojó logró liberar su pueblo de la esclavitud. Aquí mostrarle un poco las cifras de lo que son las exportaciones de Colombia a los diferentes países de África. Eso me parece muy importante. Mirar cómo en los últimos 5 años, cuáles han sido las exportaciones a los principales países. Sigue teniendo un rol preponderante Costa de Marfil. Ustedes logran ver Costa de Marfil como principal lugar de exportación. Luego tenemos Egipto, digamos que ahí se ubican los principales. Tenemos Gabón, tenemos a Marruecos. Ha venido cayendo un poco las exportaciones porque hay una ceguera desde el gobierno, digamos, no hay una visión muy estratégica de ver a ese potencial que tenemos para conectar estos territorios, pero esa es un poco la cifra en materia de exportaciones. Allí está un poco cuáles son los principales productos que estamos en este momento, digamos, que exporta Colombia hacia africanos, que se concentra, hemos estado exportando muchos temas de azúcares, artículos de confitería, ahí se concentra gran parte de las exportaciones, temas de combustible, minerales, aceite, máquina, aparatos, artefactos mecánicos, ahí es donde se concentra gran parte de lo que se exporta desde Colombia hacia países africanos. Y hay una muy buena noticia, y es que a partir de la próxima semana, una de las líneas navieras que opera en el puerto de Buenaventura, Hapag-Lloyd, va a tener un nuevo servicio que va a conectar de manera más directa el puerto de Buenaventura con Marruecos, recuerdo el nombre del puerto ubicado en la zona norte, pues en Marruecos. Ahí tendremos, digamos que va a haber una conexión más directa en términos de comercio entre Buenaventura, Panamá también, que conecta la ruta, luego digamos aquí el puerto de Colón en Panamá, con el puerto digamos con la zona del Mediterráneo, la zona norte también de África. Entonces ahí vamos a tener una ruta mucho más directa en caso de interés en exportaciones, pero también en importaciones hacia Colombia, con esa nueva ruta que se va a tener, ese nuevo servicio de manera directa, casi semanalmente se va a tener esa ruta que conectará Colombia con, digamos, Mediterráneo, con la parte norte claramente de África. Siguiente. Nosotros tenemos grandes potencialidades en el Pacífico. Primero, gran parte de la biodiversidad. Nosotros, ustedes saben, Colombia es de los principales países en materia de biodiversidad, el primer país en biodiversidad por metros cuadrados. Pues Brasil le gana por su extensión, pero Colombia es el principal por metro cuadrado, y gran parte de esa biodiversidad está ubicada en el Pacífico colombiano, en los territorios de la gente nuestra, en los territorios de nuestras comunidades, de la población afrocolombiana. Hay una muy fuerte el tema de la producción agropecuaria. Siguiente. Y este es un poco unas características de nuestro territorio. Nosotros tenemos un puerto marítimo internacional, tenemos 11 cuencas hidrográficas en Buenaventura, es decir, tenemos un gran potencial en términos de producción de agua dulce, que es gran parte de nuestra riqueza, y de los bosques. De nuestro territorio tenemos alrededor de 500.000, solo en Buenaventura, 500.000 hectáreas solo de bosques para temas de proyectos forestales, proyectos de conservación. Tenemos gran potencial en materia de generación de energía, proyectos de energía. Siguiente. Y como lo decía, tenemos en temas de bioeconomía, temas de turismo de naturaleza, tenemos allí un gran interés en poder trabajar en esos temas. Es decir, iniciativas de turismo de aprovechamiento de lo forestal, de aprovechamiento de los ríos. Tenemos 5 millones en el Pacífico, en el litoral pacífico, 5 millones de hectáreas, cerca de 6 millones de hectáreas tituladas de forma colectiva, de las cuales las comunidades nuestras son propietarios. Es decir, que hoy nuestras comunidades, nuestros pueblos que hace 152 años le dijeron ustedes, mediante una ley, son libres, y las comunidades tuvieron que salir a construir una nueva vida, intentar construir pueblo y recuperar gran parte de lo que habían perdido. Hoy tenemos cerca de 6 millones de hectáreas de propiedad en las comunidades donde se concentra gran parte de la biodiversidad, pero que no hemos podido avanzar en su aprovechamiento porque las comunidades son propietarias de la tierra, pero no hay capital, por ejemplo. Las comunidades no tienen capital para aprovechar gran parte de los bosques, los recursos minerales que se tienen, el agua que se tiene. Entonces ahí hay una oportunidad de articular con las comunidades que son dueñas de los territorios con inversiones para poder desarrollar, mejorar las condiciones de vida, pero también ver cómo conectamos esos territorios con la madre África y el resto de nuestra diáspora alrededor del mundo. Aquí tenemos la ubicación del puerto, tenemos ese puerto ubicado geoestratégicamente. Digamos, ese puerto nos conectaría con todo el resto de Colombia, pero también es el principal hacia el sur, como ustedes miraron, el principal puerto después de Panamá, pero también podemos conectar luego con Guayaquil, podemos conectar con Ecuador, hasta Chile, es decir, si nos interesa, es importante conexión con el Pacífico, y tenemos, lógicamente, periódicamente el tema, el mar y la visita pues, de las ballenas, que es un gran atractivo en materia de turismo. Siguiente. Sí, un poco nuestro rol, un poco las cifras de carga que hemos venido fortaleciéndose el tema portuario. Nuestras apuestas, seguimos fortaleciendo el tema de la ciudad-puerto, porque hay una realidad y es que el puerto le ha ido muy bien, pero a las comunidades nuestras no le ha ido bien. Entonces allí hay la necesidad de que nuestras comunidades se beneficien mucho más de lo que genera la actividad portuaria, porque la actividad portuaria aún funciona como un enclave alrededor de las comunidades, pero nuestras comunidades no son aún la dueña del puerto. Entonces es necesario cómo logramos que el puerto también esté mucho más en función de los intereses de nuestras comunidades, y en eso venimos trabajando. El aprovechamiento, como ya lo decía, de la biodiversidad, turismo, naturaleza, el aprovechamiento del agua dulce. Tenemos 9 cuencas hidrográficas, tenemos 6 millones de hectáreas en todo el Pacífico y esa biodiversidad. Entonces, lo que queremos, ya sabemos en términos de tiempo, lo que queremos ya para terminar son 2 mensajes. Primero, sabemos que hoy, 152 años después de la abolición de la esclavitud, estamos dispuestos a conectarnos mucho mejor por construir esa relación histórica, cultural, de la cual nosotros sentimos que para nosotros, digamos, África es nuestra madre, a pesar de todo lo que nos ha pasado, y hay que construir esa relación económica y productiva con ese territorio. Y segundo, cómo fortalecer esa relación también política, económica, cultural con los gobiernos. Entonces, agradecer, y allí quedamos abiertos a conectarnos. África, agradecer, el Pacífico sigue abierto, y esta es la posibilidad, 152 años después, de decirles, los millones de hombres y mujeres que fueron traídos a las Américas a morir, porque no fueron traídos a trabajar y luego a regresar, se fueron traídos a morir. Y el hecho de que hoy nosotros, digamos, seguimos existiendo, tenemos territorio, tenemos recursos naturales, es evidencia de que no pudieron acabarnos, de que logramos resistir, y que por eso hoy estamos dispuestos a seguir conectarnos y a seguir trabajando juntos y construir. Por eso este encuentro de África, la madre África y su diáspora, es de gran importancia, porque aquí está esa diáspora que logró resistir y está dispuesta a reconectarnos y a encontrarnos. Muchísimas gracias.
Quiero hacerte una pregunta. I would like to ask you a question. Name 2 things, nombra 2 cosas que nosotros podemos hacer ahora para Buenaventura, y cómo hacerlo.
La primera es necesitamos capital para poder aprovechar esas 6 millones, al menos Buenaventura las 500.000 hectáreas, pero hablo en general las 6 millones de hectáreas que tienen propiedad la comunidad. Se necesita capital. Segundo, necesitamos conectar, aprovechar la riqueza cultural para que se convierta en oportunidades económicas. Es decir, esa identidad, esa conexión cultural histórica, aprovecharla para crear empresas y para poder fortalecer capital humano. Necesitamos capital humano. Tenemos la tierra, tenemos los recursos, nos falta el capital económico, pero también la formación de nuestra gente y la tecnología para poder conectar de mejor forma y aprovechar el puerto y esa conexión con la madre. Esos dos temas.
Now you see what I was saying earlier. They have the land, they have the people, but they don't have the finance. You see, I've been in Buenaventura and I worked with them for 3 years straight. Buenaventura, Cali, all those areas. And I recognize the issue with us, the finance. And this is why it's important for us to come together, because they have a lot of land. Africa, you want to do business in Latin America, you can lease the land. You can cultivate on their land. But both of them, it's a win-win situation. It's very simple. Yo le estoy diciendo a ellos que ustedes tienen tierra. ¿Tú me entendiste lo que dije? So he speaks English. Hey, that's good. Yes. So the idea here is that we are powerful beyond measures. The problem is that we're not using what God has given us. It's all about coming together. You have the land. You see, we don't have the land. Africa, businessmen and women, I will bring you to Colombia. The things you need, you have the finance. They don't, but they have the product and they have the land. Now, all we have to do, I will bring the business people to Colombia, right? We're going to set up shop on the free zone. While we set up shop on the free zone, we will also get in contact with him. And you can lease your land to us, okay? The 6th region will come and lease the land from you in order for Africa to come and cultivate on your land and then distribute throughout Latin America, the Caribbean, etc. By doing that, while you're sleeping, you're making money. While we're doing that together, you see, we don't have the link yet. We will bring the link to you. Am I right, people? It's very simple. I don't want him to come here and do this speech and then go back to Buenaventura. I want this afternoon for us to sit down and figure out how. This is not a conference. This is a business where we're going to sit down on a round table and we are going to discuss the business with you. So when you go back to Buenaventura, we already have a plan. The 6th region is going to come and have a plan. Buenaventura is my home. You've heard of Dr. Barrow in Buenaventura, because the idea is for us to stop talking and for us to start building. And that's what we're going to do. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And give the mayor, say hello to the mayor for me. Yes, yes. Thank you. I think this is all. We have IT, they're going to come in the afternoon and we're going to talk. I want to thank you very much. The 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce, we have our t-shirt for souvenir for you. And then thank you for this morning. Oh yes, I'm sorry, come on up. Yes, one last person. And then when we finish here, you can go and have your lunch. Come, mommy. Oh, we have to show the video. We have to show your video right after her, real quick.
We're not going to be prolonged with any long statement, but we think it is appropriate that because we came in as part of the delegation from Ghana, we wanted to make sure that we bestowed this sash on Dr. Barrows and her visionary initiative that we have here. Ghana in 2019, as many of you may have heard, proclaimed the Year of Return. And it was so successful that we had hundreds of thousands of Africans in the diaspora who had never set foot on the African continent came back home to Mother Africa on that year. So the government expanded that initiative to Beyond the Return, which is a decade initiative calling the sons and daughters of Africa back home. But I need to take note and make note that the Year of Return was not just a physical journey of returning back to the African continent, but it was also had a spiritual significance of our minds returning back to Africa, as Dr. Barrows has been repeating, the change of the mindset that those of us who were taken out of Africa also had Africa taken out of us for so many years. And we proclaimed that it's the time that our minds return back to Mother Africa as the center of our thought and our initiative. So this piece of Kente is reflective of that Beyond the Return. And we're going to also ask that our kings and queens join us because we have a sash for you as well. And as I said, the important thing is that our mindset changes, that Africa is the center of the world. And when we empower ourselves by rethinking about Africa, that is the empowerment. And with the changing of our minds, we have the opportunity to realize the resources that we sit on in our various locations outside of Africa, including Latin America and Africa. We can change our wealth and change our mind from thinking that we are poor to knowing that we're rich. So the Beyond the Return, the Year of Return, Mother Africa. Thank you very much. I told you it would be short. And as we stated yesterday, Annabelle McKenzie, as well as myself, we happen to sit on the National Steering Committee for Beyond the Return, and Annabelle is the administrator of that committee in Ghana.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just one other announcement. The 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce is also going to be in Africa, in Ghana. We are going to, hey, this is good news. The 6th region Global Chamber of Commerce is going to be in Ghana also. Final thing we want to do, el video, por favor. You want the video first or el video, por favor? And then we step out and...
My great-grandfather was the first African-American to own land in this county, which we have been able to maintain that land. And like I told him, my great-grandfather built the first church, Macedonia Baptist Church, and what happened, and lightning hit that church, and then it burned down. Then my grandfather built the second church, which is the one it's been added on to, which is the one where we worship today. So it's every Sunday, when I go to worship, I look up in the ceilings, I look at the woodwork, and I said, how did he do that without any lifts and the time and the labor and the workmanship that he put into this? So every Sunday when I go to church, I feel some family pride in the place that we worship, and I feel that I need to, and I tell PJ, and I said, you know, if my great-grandfather, who was spent a part of his life being a slave, and I said if he could be a slave a part of his life, come out and buy 60 acres of land, then we're not worth much if we can't buy 600. You know, and that's what I keep pushing. I mean,
this year we'll probably start corn due to the dry weather. I say mid to early September, and then we'll be harvesting corn right into. And corn goes into September, October, and we start soybeans October, and we go right into November. So, and then also at the same time in the fall, we are also planting. So we harvest the corn, we minimum till the land, we fertilize, and then we plant our winter wheat crop. And that winter wheat crop goes in the ground in October, November timeframe. It goes dormant through December, January, and then in spring it starts to grow again. And by June, it's waist high, and it dries down to a golden brown. Wide, 30 feet wide, going down the field. These are our soybeans that are in these hoppers. The soybean, it has a cell plate in here, which it comes down. The cell catches one soybean at a time, comes down in the ground. This coulter makes the initial cut through the trash, the no-till coulter, and the bean drops out right in between these two coulters right here. And these wheels in the back firm the row back together. So now let's walk out here and we'll show you the results of it. That's something that wide at 100 feet. It uses the GPS receiver at the top to map in the field where you have sprayed and where you have not sprayed. So if I'm in a 200-acre field or I'm in a 2-acre field, the GPS system won't allow me to double apply herbicides or fertilizers in that field, which actually saves money. So I'll open this up and unfold it to you.
Can I see how you do
Sure.
it?
Come on, you can ride with me when I do it.
I'm coming too.
Stand by.
This is quite impressive.
some more, this whole end's gonna come around. Come on, move a little bit on that. See what I'm saying? All right, then. Stages of the plant's life that you have to put it on, because if you put it on too late, it could injure the plant, or it won't be effective. It won't do what it's supposed to do. So it's timing is so critical in this farming business. And when it's time to do something, that's why we have our own equipment. We don't have to wait on a company to go do it. Now, you know, in there you could set up like one company that would do like if you had several farmers, you could have one company that would maybe own the sprayer and it would do so many acres. So they would just do all the spraying, and then even they would do the harvesting. Over there, that concept might work. That way each individual farmer wouldn't have to go and have all of this debt. And what you would have to do is figure out the capacity of that machine, and then what you would do is figure, okay, if that machine would handle 2,000 acres, then
So if this was not GMO, you may have lost the crop.
Right. Because of this drought-tolerant variety, more drought-resistant varieties than others. Now, you know, this area has seen a little bit more rainfall than some of the other areas in the county. But you know, the corn, to check the moisture on it, we bite into it. It feels it's kind of soft. It's still got milk coming out of it. So this corn, when it's ready, all this will turn brown, the ears will be brown, and it'll be ready for harvest. And we shell it off. We have a moisture machine. We check the moisture in it, and the elevator wants to buy it at 15% moisture because they want to be able to process it and store it and not have moisture damage and mold, etc.
Yeah, because the more moist, the more mold.
Right. So it has to be a certain moisture percentage before they'll accept it.
And you've got a moisture machine that reads it?
Yes. And if we sell it higher than the moisture content, they discount you.
Because you may have wastage.
Right. So say we want to harvest and our moisture is not like that. We have a grain dryer on our farm. We can dry the moisture down from 25% down to 15%.
Master, basically, this is a drought-resistant corn that the Haney farms, led by Philip Haney and PJ Haney, can get to Africa. So in the areas where in the north, in the Sahel region,
right now
we need that kind of GMO, because without the GMO, then it would have died off. But in the laboratory, they prepared it to be able to resist. And the United States is living through the worst drought in 57 years, and look at this.
Well, it's not 100% drought tolerant, so if you don't get rain, it won't grow. But the one thing is this corn has a variety and it has resistance to insects. So you don't see worm damage on these varieties like you do on other varieties because you get a lot of insect pressure. Like I showed you the stink bug when we were on a while ago. So, you know, those types of things when you're in an uncontrolled environment, you know, have factors.
Okay. And you would be able to teach farmers in Africa how to grow those crops.
Okay.
You know, when we go up the road, we're going to stop by the lumber processing plant, and I'm going to show you how that corn struggled because it didn't get the rainfall, and it's only 7-8 miles up the road, less than 10 miles up the road. That corn struggled because it didn't get the rain. So you'll see
the difference.
The difference of good and bad, rain and no rain, in the same within 5 miles. Okay. Thank you. It's the wrath of Mother Nature. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
So this is a drought corn.
This is the corn that is sustained a severe drought.
Is that GMO too as well?
Yes, it's GMO.
But not enough rain.
Not enough rain. Rain makes grain.
No, as PJ says, even GMO crops need rain.
But it's so